Hello there, and thank you for joining us. We are going to just give you a very quick demonstration of how to import the CRM data into Kulea. Now, this will normally be one of the first things a customer does when they sign up to Kulea, as all things tend to stem from the data you've imported. Okay, so what we will do is we'll just go to CRM and we'll go to Import. And you'll find actually if you go into records, we've got records in here because this isn't a new instance, but you would have, if it was completely blank, you'd have a little blue box saying you don't have any records, please go to the import page to import them. Okay, you read and accept the terms and conditions. Now, this is actually quite important. We do not accept spamming. We do not accept scraping of data. We do not accept non-opt-in lists. So please make sure when you do upload data that it is opted in and it is legally compliant. All data that you import, we assume is opted in, so they will automatically be able to receive email communications because you have vouched for them and you have read and confirmed the acceptable use policy. Okay, let's just select that and choose an XLSX file. Now, why XLSX and not CSV? This is because XLSX accepts Unicode languages, so Chinese alphabets, Arabic alphabets, any of those funny little squiggly symbols that you might have included in your names or your contact details, anything like that. XLSX allows that, so this is why we do XLSX. I'm going to go to the, I'm not going to actually select choose file yet, I'm going to actually save a file. So this is a typical XLSX file. I've got this one in Google Sheets, but equally it's the default option when you're saving in Excel. And you can see that you've got some fairly standard contact details here: email, forename, surname, company, address 1, address 2, Let's add something else. Let's add favorite color. It's a bit of an odd one, but deliberately, let's say green. I'm choosing this because it's to highlight that in fact you can put anything you want in your database. Kulea accepts whatever you import. The only thing that we dictate that you must have is a column titled email, because we are at a core an email marketing system, but everything else is completely arbitrary. It's completely down to you. There we go. Alright, let's save that file to my desktop. And there we go. Move to desktop, demo sheet 2. Okay, and let's proceed with the import. So I'm going to select that file now. Now at this point I will say if you've got a file with more than 10,000 records in it, that's not a problem, but probably best to send it across to your account manager to import it for you, because it tends to be a little bit quicker. But let's go in, and what was it called? It was called demo sheet 2. There we go, demo sheet 2, and import file. Boom. There we go, 980 rows, yet most of them are blank. 11 columns found. So you can see that it's actually recognised email, forename, surname. Now I already had a column in there called favourite colour, so it's pre-mapped that one for me. Very kind of Kulea to do so. But university is a new field I've just added and it hasn't recognised that, and these other ones are new fields as well. So let me just map those. So I'm going to map company to. Do I have a company field already in the database? Just if this was a new upload, by the way, you wouldn't have all these options. These are just because I've done this in the past. I've done previous uploads, as you can see. Way too many of them. There you go. So I'm going to map company to company name. That is an alphanumeric field. Address line 1, ADDR1. I'm going to map that to street address. And the reason we ask you to do this is because we need to make sure that the data is mapped to the right place in Kulea. So you have to go through all your existing fields, ones that you've set up previously, before you have the option of creating a new column name. Because what you don't want to be doing is importing different data sets or the same data sets and creating new column names for each one, because that gets very confusing. So address line 2, let's put that in under we have town? City, there we go. So we don't have, so city goes to city, so we are actually going to map that. We're going to create an ADDR2 in here. So create a new column, create a new field. Address line 2, alphanumeric, yep. Town and city, we're going to map to city, because we saw city's already in here, the database from one I previously uploaded. Stop me if you see it before me. There we go. So I'm going to map that alphanumeric. Position is going to map to job title. And we're going to create a new one for university. So we're going to, rather than select an existing predefined field, we're going to create a new column header, which is the same as a field. It's alphanumeric, and save. So there we go. We've now mapped all our data. Every new piece of data knows where it's going within the Kulea database, where it's going to sit. So I'm just going to complete the mapping. Okay. So it's validated my record. Brilliant. It hasn't found any issues. If we did find issues, you know, incomplete email address, duplicate records, that sort of thing, this is where we would tell you, and we would tell you the rows that we had issues with. So if you wanted to go back, you could then go and correct it, or you could continue and we would ignore those particular rows. We have three options here. We can add, merge all CRM records, which will overwrite existing records. We can add new CRM records only, so only the new ones that we found, and we'll ignore existing ones, or we merge existing CRM records, which will ignore the new records. I'm just going to go for the kind of the default standard, add, merge all CRM records. There you go. Everything's good. No issues detected. So I'm going to click add CRM records. Boom. And that's it. So if I now go to view CRM records, you'll see a Bob Anon that I have just added. And it really is that simple. Okay. Any problems, as always, raise a ticket through Freshdesk or drop us a line, but hopefully you can see for yourself how easy and quick that mapping process is when you're importing new records. Thank you very much.